Hey everyone, Josh here from Star Trek Mission Report. Just letting you all know we will have a new episode out hopefully within the week or so. It's been a long time, a lot to catch up on. Of course, we have some news to talk about and Picard Season 3, which just dropped this last Thursday. Real quick, first reactions. I'm very happy with what we're getting. It's starting out again, kind of like season two, but I have a lot of faith in Terry Matalas, the new showrunner, and big Star Trek fan, like most of us are, and love what's come before and wants to honor that as well. And of course, the whole crew's back. First episode was just a smidge of what we're going to get overall. I'm excited. I'm happy. I know I really complained about Picard season 2 ending. I just, I gotta say, I am really happy that we're finally getting something, I think anyway, for us all who are not really digging a lot of new Trek. Discovery, not a huge fan. Started out a little bit of a fan, but then just, that diminished after just realizing the writing wasn't quite the greatest, and the Lower Decks show, I do like it. It's the humor that kind of I have a hang up with. It's just hard to not take Starfleet seriously. So I get how I love how they show us things we haven't seen for a while, and they do honor canon a lot. I don't hate it, but yeah, it does bother me a little bit about the humor. Same as Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. I did start reaction videos on those, and then I stopped. Didn't mean to stop. Just got hung up on life, and by the time I was going to do more, I realized I had a lot to catch up on episodes, and so yeah, that just kind of went by the wayside. But I do plan on doing reaction videos for Picard season 3 and staying true to that. I'm really liking so far what we've gotten here. It's a nice taste, nice sneak peek. The opening shot of Dr. Crusher, yeah, I mean it's violent. That's fine as long as the writing's good. And I understand they're trying to be cinematic and stuff. I love the lighting of TNG and DS9, Voyager, and I guess Enterprise kind of had the same, but Enterprise itself was trying to be a little different looking. Aside from that, I dug the opening shot. Pretty much knew. I mean, this is spoilers, guys, so please tune out until you see the show. Spoilers. Uh, yeah, I pretty much knew that was going to be Crusher's son, and I wanted to be Picard's son, but I don't know how it's going to make sense with her not talking to the crew for 20 some years. There must be a good reason. It really mirrors Kirk's whole problem with Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan. I do like that nod if that's the direction you're going. I just hope it makes sense why she hasn't, talked to everybody for so long. What the mystery is, if that's, got a good payoff to it. I have strong faith in that it will, because I follow Robert Meyer Burnett quite a bit. He got to see season 3 before we did, long before. He saw it many times. So he was able to attest how good it was. And him saying that is a lot, because he's a very harsh critic on New Trek. And he's praised this season 3. So going into season 3 with that in mind does help. But yeah, Crusher kicking ass in the opening shot. The mystery dude. Picard meeting up with Riker again. That was great. Frontier Day. I know from the previews we've kind of seen how that's going to be with the fireworks and stuff, and the Enterprise F, I believe. Um, all the little nods. I do have an issue with how they rename ships like A, B, C, D, all that stuff. It seems like the new lore is basically if a ship gets remodeled, it becomes an A or a B or C or wherever it was. Kind of like when Discovery got a big refit, it became the Discovery A. And, usually that's not the case. Enterprise A and B were all their own ship. They were not remade from the previous installment. So with the Titan being, it's, I guess, basically a new ship, but why would they do that instead of just building a new ship calling it Titan A? That's kind of weird. I do like the design of the Titan A. That aside, I love the Titan A. I think it's pretty cool. The bridge set pretty much looks like the Stargazer set. I get it because these were filmed side by side, and I know it costs a lot to make these sets, and they're beautiful sets, don't get me wrong. It does have its own little look to it. So yeah, that aside, I would love one of those chairs they're sitting in. They're great. I love the L cars, how they curve, and I love how they greet greet Riker and Picard when they come aboard, just like out of Star Trek 2. Of course, the space dock, that's Star Trek 3. I love space dock. I'm so excited to see it back and being utilized. Yeah, that was really cool, and how Titan A warps, and yeah, the effects are pretty top notch. Raffi is a character I really don't care for, but I've heard R&B pretty much has attested that they really, write her character well in this season. And spoilers, she's going to partner with Worf. I think we all know that. I know Michael Dorn was on Shuttle Pod 1 podcast show. Shout out. Trek Yards as well. Shout out to them. They're amazing. But he was saying he shared a lot of scenes with her. So when her secret pen pal, whatever, said you're a warrior, I was like, well, that's Worf. Come on, that's Worf. So Raffi's scenes they're all right. I'm glad she didn't take the drug. I find it hard to believe Earthlings are junkies in this future, because it was such a utopia in Roddenberry's imagination, if you will. So I get how it's kind of hard to maintain. We need conflict. That aside, yeah, her scenes were pretty good. Again, we have Rios's ship. I'm so sick of seeing that thing. But hey, I'm sure there's fans of season 1 and 2, and they're happy to see it. So it's fine. It's fine. Her, visiting, trying to stop that terrorist attack from happening. That was a nice nod, that statue to the Enterprise C captain. I dug that. That was really neat. Picard and Riker meeting Captain Shaw. Yeah, I like how he's not your average dick captain. He just plays by the rules, And I'm sure by the end of the season, hopefully he lives, and if he does, I'm sure, he'll take a little bit of character from Riker and Picard and kind of bend the rules a little bit while doing the right thing at the same time. So, if anything, I think it's good characters to have for a spinoff if they go forward. I hope this season is, so far, it's got a lot of buzz, a lot of hype, a lot of attention, more than the other ones, really. So it gives me a lot of hope. I hope the ratings are great for it. I've seen this episode 3 times already, and I plan to see it one more time. So I'm excited. Great beginning, great end, great middle. I really can't complain too much. Just a few nitpicks, but you chase perfection, you're not going to get it right. But I'll take this over what we've gotten in the recent years. I love the music scores, the end credits. I've heard they give away things I have not paused to look at, so I know there's a lot of Easter eggs there, but just showing off the L cars. I love them showing off the design work because there's so much that goes into it that we hardly ever see. You know, it's unless you are actually focusing on it when you're watching a show for the fifth time or whatnot. But yeah, it's great. I'm excited, and yeah, I wanted to post this sooner. Just got busy. So with that said, Steve and I will have a mission report soon. And yes, I hope and pray we can keep them coming. They're pretty spread out. I think on our next show, we're going to honor some of the Trek legends that have left us. It's long overdue. And talk about, of course, Picard Season 3, as well as our Star Trek II Wrath of Khan experience in the Fathom event they had back in, might have been September, I think. It's been a while. So yeah, we will talk about all that and more on the next Star Trek mission report. But until then, I will be doing reaction videos, and hopefully Steve can as well. So I plan to have those out maybe every Friday or maybe sooner. We'll see. But yeah, I'm digging what we have so far. I'm very happy, and I just hope it keeps going and we get more and more back on the track of how Trek, was how great it was in its heyday and what it brought to the table. So good writing, good times, great oldies, awesome toy line come out of all this. That'd be great. Worf with his sword, I'll take it. Yeah, I'm happy, and I hope you're happy too. Until next time, live long and prosper.